All right. Good to see you guys. It's a Friday morning, and we are putting the exclamation mark on a really great week. I had a great time. We had great guests come into the studio this week. We had great things that we were talking about. And now here we are. And I don't have a Friday night show. We do have a film club tonight. So we're going to be getting together at 9 o'clock to watch a great movie tonight. If you are a monthly sponsor, which it only takes $5 a month to punch your ticket to that, to book clubs, to everything else. It really, if you love the show, even if you just kind of like the show, what the hell is a 5 spot these days? You know? How many times do you waste $5 and it never loves you back? I love you back, baby. Anywho, I'll tell you how much I love you. Look at this. I have been waiting for you. Fucking hot. Thank God for the Quite Frankly mugs being, made of granite, because it'd be a lot hotter if it was just, look at that. Reminds me of the mugs that they were drinking from at the Shire. Sam and Frodo, Merry, Pippin. It reminds me of their mugs in the Shire. Not ready to take that first sip yet. I'm waiting for you guys to get here. But today we're going to just go through a little bit of fireball news in Texas. I think that's interesting. We will watch some reels that I picked up, just a few. And I just want to read the chat. It's a Friday morning Q&A. I want to read the general chat and see how you guys are doing from all your respective time zones. This is also an opportunity to get to know and get to talk to people who are not able to watch at night for one reason or another, whether it's a work schedule, whether it's the fact that you live, in Europe, or God knows what else. Everybody's got something, but this is the advantage of the new media, and that is that it's tailored to us, and it's completely on demand. What's going on, Unexpected Rodeo? Good morning to you. Good morning, Edward Preston. Good morning, Drew's Lens says Maduro calling Trump a coward and saying, "Come get me," might be the stupidest thing anyone has ever done in history, and it makes me laugh so hard. Isn't he already gotten? Or are you just thinking back to prior to the New Year's raid? RJ Williams. All right, it's all right. I'm gonna have this now. Mr. Razor Romano. Sorry. Razor Romano. Razor Ramon. What's going on, Spencer? Wait. Spencer. What's going on, Frank? It's me, Spencer. Well, it's great to see you, Spencer. It's good to see you. Let's go over to Instagram, see how people are doing over there. Timmy says, I don't have any keto brains, so I swapped it out for sheep's brains. Yeah, well, whatever you got to do, smash some brains up and put it inside of the coffee. If you don't have any of that, you could just simply have some raw creamer from the whatever local farm you got. Get to know the farmer. Get some fat in your coffee. The Keto Brains blend is it's awesome because it's so much more than just the MCTs, the fats. Let's get to it, huh? Oh, 10:33 a.m. First sip with my buddies. And it was nice. Especially since I'm drinking my own coffee today, too. Today, it's the Elevation Blend, Quite Frankly Elevation Blend. If you haven't tried that yet, you're missing out. It's all on quitefrankly.tv under the merch drop down. There's the coffee where you can get the mug, which you guys were asking about the 2026 mug. We're nowhere near me being able to do that. Apparently, we have 38 2025 mugs left, and we have to manage the inventory, so I can't. Seems like a loss because, what can we do for 250 years? I'm going to have to make something, but it might be just a very small batch. All right. So there you go. Who else we got? Over on Pilled. Pilled is, hold on. Oh, there it goes. Damn it. I just reloaded. Give me a second. We're going to get to those fireballs in just a moment. Top of the morning to you, Twisted Six. Sticks. Hello, JT Hart. Willie Fixit is watching. Frank, should I keep my $10 sub or cancel and use that $10 to help pay for this new Durango my wife wants? Not sure who I love more. Yeah, well, listen. You're going to get a Dodge Durango. If $10 is going to, if that's the difference, if it really is the difference, then I understand. You need a car for the family. If that's really the difference. But I got to get a Durango. Sorry, Frank. Got to cut you out. Good morning, Mr. Meeseeks. Good morning, Dub Helix and Doopy. It's good to see everybody just coming on in and hanging out. Over on Rumble, we got Hiking Cat Lady. Cat Lady, I hope you're feeling well. I remember because I was listening to last night's show and Frank just got to the part where he said about drinking coffee with Keto Brainz at 10:30 a.m. Thanks for the reminder. Well, you got it. I look forward to this all week, to be honest, even though I have it almost every day, multiple times a day. Sometimes I hold off and I just give, I just want to extend my fast in the morning. And I just have, black coffee, black iced coffee, whatever it is. And then I'll wait until right before I go to the studio to load myself up with Keto Brainz. But anyway, I always was there. Let's see. I was always there at night, but I had a brain surgery back in February. Now I'm a pumpkin after 6 p.m., but I'm waking up at 5:30 nowadays, so I get around earlier. Hiking, you just do what you got to do, and you get well, and we're so happy that you're on the mend. That's all that matters. It's all that matters. It is a marvelous morning, though. So that's what we got. Hey, what's up, Dom? Good to see you. Okay, you guys ready for this? So over in it started in Ohio. It was one of the weird things that was going on in Ohio. Of course, we were talking about Ohio is like having a banner year, a banner couple of years. They're number one in alien abductions. They are having a crazy number of Bigfoot sightings. They had a fireball in the sky. They had the Afro Man trial. I mean, what else is going on in Ohio? So much. The geese, the dogs, the cats being eaten by the Haitians. There's just so much happening in Ohio. But Texas has kind of stolen the show as far as mysterious celestial objects over the last couple of weeks, whereas Ohio had one, Texas has had many. Well, actually, hold on a second. On Ohio, take a look at this. This is from Stephen Burns, official account Stephen Burns. I don't know what he does, but I saw the third fireball over Ohio in 10 days. Today, the 26th, that was yesterday, a fireball flew across Ohio, being seen from nearby states as well. This marks the 10th fireball event observed over the USA this March, an anomalous spike in sightings by any measure. So here it is, a beautiful green fireball. Looks like it broke apart at the end. And that was recently. I don't know if anybody in Ohio has seen any of this stuff, but Stephen Burns goes on a little bit more, and he retweets that previous tweet with a little bit something for you to chew on as far as how anomalous this really is. Here we have fireball sightings over the United States summed by month via NASA from 2018 to March 2026, which is the present. Currently, we're at 4.5 standard deviations above the average of about 2 fireball sightings per month for this time frame. Keep in mind, no big meteor streams are known for March. So, I guess that means that in early October or so, we get the Perseid meteor showers and all that stuff, and that you can set your clock to it. We can, because usually around the time that we go up to the Adirondacks for our little extended weekend in the mountains with friends, the one thing we love doing there is going out on the back porch at night in the middle of the woods and just making sure all the lights are off and it's just you and the beautiful stars. You know, it's October, so the night times up there are already in the 30s to 40 degree area. So the humidity is low. It's extra icy in the air and crisp and all that stuff. And you can just see so much out there. And of course, usually around that time is the meteor shower, because of course it goes cyclically. I don't know what the flat Earth explanation is for that, but you can watch shooting stars all the time of year. And so I understand why they say that this is interesting, because it's not like, hey, it's that time of year again and you're going to see these types of things, because there are no streams known for March. No, I mean, I guess maybe no like popular ones. But again, when you talk about 4.5 standard deviations, that's something interesting, isn't it? Look at that spike at the end. It's almost like the AI written text spike that we were looking at last night. So moving on from there, we've got, let's see here, Kyle Hillman, fireballs in the sky over Austin. Now in Texas, it's something different. In Ohio, I saw the videos of these, because I've seen fireballs over here. I remember coming home from, when I was visiting Lauren before we were shacked up together and all that stuff. I was coming home from somewhere in Connecticut, and I remember on my way back, as I'm just crossing back into New York, just off in the distance, there was this brilliant green fireball that came down and almost looked like, you know, they say it moved weird. Well, yeah, these things do move weird. It almost looked like, I remember it, because that's like, what the hell was that all about? It looked like a Nike, the swish. You know the Nike swish, or almost like a check mark or something like that. It zipped down, and then there was a deviation, like a hard turn. It could have been, you know, the thing breaking apart and just popping off somewhere else and streaking away, whatever the hell it was. But it's, whatever I saw looked like just normal run-of-the-mill fireball activity. And that's what we're getting mostly out of Ohio for whoever's catching this stuff on film. In Texas, it's completely opposite. And I understand why people think that it's drones that have, you know, fireworks attached to it, or it's rocket launches, or it is just contrails at night. Because I've seen contrails at around dusk or something like that look like this, where because of the angle of the sun as it's disappearing beyond the horizon, if you believe in a horizon, the fucking stage that we're in right now is incredible. Anyway, you know, as the sun is retreating at the end of the day, you get those beautiful changes in color scheme in the sky. And because of the angles of light that's hitting things, and that's what that really you get start.
What?
I don't know how that happened. I didn't mean to press Oprah. Did I?
Ah!
I did. She's taken aback, and so am I. Take a look. This is in Texas. Getting things like this. Let's see if they get a close up. That one's not that good, but there's a second one over there. See, now that looks like contrails at dusk to me. See if they get a little bit closer. And then I think there's one more. That looks like it could be a rocket launch. But that's not the most brilliant ones that we see out there. They kind of look like streaking, spraying. They are like they're spraying sparks. But other people are going to other directions with this. Ryan Bledsoe says, God is so good. For 14 years, I've wondered about this prophecy playing out. You can't possibly imagine the stress of carrying a message from the other side and standing your ground against mocking, cruel world. Light is coming. What? Ugh. What? Who the hell is this guy? God is so good. What does that mean? What did God do? What does this mean about God? You can't, and then to make it all about him, whoever this Ryan Bledsoe guy is, you can't possibly imagine the stress of carrying a message from the other side, standing your ground against mockery. Oh, the light is coming. Okay. Anyway, I don't know if you are in anywhere out there in the Texas or Ohio area, you have something that you've seen, you want to talk about, you want to give a little bit of insight on that, then please, by all means, give me a buzz. 914-200-0269. We have not had very many calls on a Friday morning before, but I would love to do that with you. You know, we kind of play this thing by ear on Fridays, and I'd love to hear from you guys sometime. So give me a buzz, even if it's just to call up and say, Frank, I'm drinking my coffee right now, and cheers. So please, by all means, I would love that. We weren't able to take any calls last night because me, Matt, and Jay were on a roll. Let's see here. Could it be falling space trash? Nah. It wouldn't hang up in the sky like that. It was suspended in some way. It was aircraft or something of some sort. I don't think it was falling though. That's coming from the pilled chat over on Rumble. Hi, Frank and Frankly's best wishes from the UK. See, UK Patriots. We don't get to talk to our UK friends that often at night. It's great to have you here, and I love being live on Fridays. Next week, we will have a Tuesday and Friday B-sides. On Tuesday, we're going to have Tony Arterburn from Quite Frankly Gold, who set up Quite Frankly Gold. He's going to be coming on for a pretty important update. Been trying to get him on for weeks, but he's been traveling around. He was actually in the UK, got to hang out with David Icke for a little bit, get to talk to him about his meeting with David Icke. What's going on there? What's going on with silver and gold? And that'll be fun. Ultimately, I'd love to have a Tuesday and Friday morning with you guys, but Tuesday has to be, I have a very specific idea. I have a very specific guest to come on, and I'm not going to force it otherwise because I want it to be special. So there's that. Tony Arterburn next week. Let's see. Ross Soul says Stephen Burns would be a good guest to have on. Who is Stephen Burns again? Timmy the Kip says, I heard somewhere that we were passing through the path of 3-Eye Atlas, so they could be alien dropships, but I don't care enough to verify it. That's like I completely relate to that mindset. Can you imagine that? It's just so the reason why that would have been interesting a while ago, but I have to cut my attention off from certain places and certain things that because there's so much that requires attention these days. I don't know if you guys are going through that as well, that you almost have to you have to ration attention. And that just seems, I give myself the permission to not look into that because it just seems way too primitive. That we're in the path and now it's alien drop ships. Quick. As if they wouldn't know if there was some sort of a advanced civilization out there that's just kind of probing the galaxy, and they have the technology to be out here and just to be, making, they know where we are. They know where we are, and they would come right to us. Just seems too, I don't know. It just seems too primitive. See what else we got here over in YouTube. YouTube is nice and I love it. Everybody's hanging out on YouTube, is looking good. Truth Seeker Danny says, morning all, better late than never. Yo, you're not that late. We've still got about 40 minutes to go. Remember, we do a strict hour on this. It doesn't go too long. Blue Waffle, one of my favorite screen names out there, says, I'm too poor to pay attention. Rock Candy says Stephen Burns, geophysicist and space weather guy. Okay, well, send me a link to him. We'd love to have him in. Blue Waffle also wants all the aliens deported. It could be. That could be a good place to continue to make America great, right? Top of the morning from Alaska says Had Matter. Great show last night, says Desiree. I agree. Last night's show, we're taking clips from last night's show. And we are also, I have to pull clips from Tuesday night's show with Vinny and Alberto. What great conversations this week. Really something else. With Charlie Robinson right in the middle of all that on Wednesday night. It was so good. And remember, so I should also just let you guys know, you give me a buzz, 914-200-0269. Call in, say top of the morning. Give me a buongiorno. Call in. Let me know what's going on and what you have plans for the weekend. But you guys are going to see the little bit more of a measured approach with all the channels. So the Quite Frankly YouTube channel, you're going to see a little bit more of the 5 to 10 minute long clips that are going to come out hopefully once a day to just kind of complement and bring more attention to the 7 o'clock show. I've been getting the channel audited, and man, do I just got so much work to do, and I hate this. It's actually a part of what I would love to talk with you guys a little bit more in the future. Like even now, like, I mean, who knows? Like just how the internet has changed. We were talking about that too. It's not a nostalgia thing. It's not it's not really a generational conversation either. It's really just something that we all contend with, how the internet has changed. I have a little bit of time to talk about this right now before we get into the reels, so maybe I'll just drop it on you. But I wish that the way that the internet has kind of morphed and been mutated, it has, I don't know, being on social media in 2026 is like walking to a room full of salesmen. And I have a sponsor for my show. I try to bring on sponsors to support the show's production because I have grander ideas here, and honestly, the growth that I need would actually lead us to more independence, where I wouldn't even need sponsors. I think I would always want to keep Keto Brainz on, things like Keto Brainz, because I use it. I love it. It's a part of my life, and part of my show is actually sharing what I love in my life, not just taking orders from from people, advertisers on Instagram, and then suddenly next week there I am tapping a bag with my fingernails and rubbing jelly all over my face like a freak. So please bear with me when I pay some well-meaning attention to friends of mine who are sponsoring the show and allowing us to keep doing this at higher levels. But as far as independence goes, to be able to grow, it's just, this is the thing I hate about the whole thing. I feel, I just feel like the energy, I can't stand the energy I get from so many people out there who are just playing the game. Like on Twitter, I really barely even tweet. I barely post. And it's part of the reason, mostly, it's all because of how the internet is. And I know that it doesn't help me in growth, but at the same time, I don't feel it. I can't be a circus clown. I really just can't do it. I wish that the internet was just more like people posting when they have something valuable to say or share, and not posting as much as possible because they're trying to hit the sweet spot of one algorithm or another. And most of the platforms are working off of the same kind of posting versus reward algorithm kind of thing. And a lot of it I know has to do with trying to limit spam and limit AI and bot activity and all that stuff, and it just makes it harder and harder. Like, for example, you know what I saw in my audit? Oh, yeah. The blacked out brunette says X blows. X is awful all of a sudden again. The most I would do on the most consistent thing I do on X/Twitter is broadcast the show. I stream there every night. And up until a few weeks ago, every show would get at least 15 to 20,000 impressions, maybe 150 likes, and 60 or so retweets. And it was nice. There was about 800 to maybe 2,000 views on every one of those episodes just right there, which, when you think about the cumulative, the total audience across all the platforms, because we're scattered all over the place now. It's not like it was 6 years ago when we go live on YouTube at night and there's about 3,000 to 4,000 people sitting there right there, which was just so satisfying to see. And I want to get back to that, but it's an arduous journey now because you got to play certain games and it sucks. But we're trying to own it and trying to do it as authentically as possible. So we'll see what the hell what happens. But I just wish we can get back to the time where anybody who goes on the internet is just, they're posted for something they want to say, something that's valuable, and it's not just a numbers game. You can't compete with the spaghetti throwers. Everybody's throwing spaghetti up against the wall to see what's going to stick. It's hard to compete with the spaghetti throwers. It really is. But it's but I've never been more or less my mother-in-law is watching on Instagram. Oh, and so is Phil the cop. Phil, who was our wonderful guest on Friday night, the Playhouse, me and Anthony last Friday. That was a great show there too. It's going to be good to have tonight off, even though we're going to be watching Sherlock Holmes together. If you're part of Film Club, I'll be posting that private link to all of the members only sites probably as soon as I get off of here. That'll be nice. I've got Sherlock Holmes Part 2, A Game of Shadows right there, MP4, sitting on my desktop. And next month, for April, we're going to be watching Moonstruck and Fatso. Okay? And it seems like we're going to be watching Terminator this summer. What else are we going to be watching? Because I've added a couple of things to it. Where the hell are we at? Film Club. I just added Scent of a Woman, and Along Came Polly over there. Scent of a Woman is fantastic. It's been a while. I added Charlie Wilson's War, Burn After Reading. We might do Burn After Reading and Charlie Wilson's War in the same month. Because whenever it's a film club month, we'll just do two films together, watching it together. Collateral with Tom Cruise. That's a good one. Limits of Control is going to be an acquired taste. It's it's an interesting film. I don't know when we're going to do that, though. Maybe not in 2026. Sneakers, Blade Runner. We need to do the new Blade Runner, too. And new Blade Runner. Ryan Gosling. Role Models. That's just funny. I love that movie. Big Fish, Constantine, Sherlock Holmes 1 and 2. I can delete this now because we've done it. Terminator 1 and 2, that'll be in August because Skynet goes live in August of 1997. Godfather 1 and 2, we'll probably do that in November. I like that for November. Bronx Tale we're going to watch in June because Huckleberry Finn Book Club is going to be moved to July. Whiplash, we got to do a couple of Alien films, so we'll do Contact and Arrival. Silence of the Lambs should be funny. I got Fatso down there already. iRobot, Apocalypto. Yeah, no, it's going to be good. Good stuff. I like it. I like it a lot. But yeah, social media. At least you guys are going to get a lot of clips. I went on and I had the channel audited. That's what I was going to say. And in that audit, you got to you got to see what the hell. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it. And here it is. So, as far as subscribers go on YouTube, this is just YouTube. I had that audited because I got to know what the hell's going on. Can't just be working as hard as I do and just be stuck in the mud. 103,000 subscribers. We're about to hit 104,000 actually. We are growing. It's not as bad as it was, but it's still shitty. Established. I'm established at this, what they say. Net subs nearly flat. Monthly views low for my size of channel, which shouldn't be. You see, this is the whole thing. And this is what everybody's contending with. And this is why the big inhuman operations get so, it's just so easy for them to, they play a game. They've invested everything in the game. You think somebody who has 100,000 people, 103,000 people who have voluntarily plus click on just one site, there's another 40,000 over there on Rumble, whatever. Those are people who said, I want to see more of this. Subscribe. There is no reason why viewership should be low, especially when you have over 100,000 subscribers. None. But here's the thing. Average engagement, and this is you guys right here, strong. Like it is the human element, the audience. The reason why I wanted to bring this up to you is not to gripe or what anything, because work is work. I'll figure it out. We're going to win. But it's you guys. You guys. Average engagement on the long form. That is like, it is incredible. So as far as the audience quality, man, you guys are awesome. And I know that this is just the audit on one site, but I can extrapolate that out easily because it's just you're awesome all over the place. So it's just sad. It's sad to see this because it means that somebody else is making money. Somebody else is making money by suppressing people who are not going to make them money more. I just don't get it. I don't know what the opportunity is for other people. If there's, you would think that allowing all these broadcasters and stuff to just kind of be unleashed, at least on their own. I don't care if you introduce me to anybody else. Just give me the people that I already know. Hell, that's enough to make momentum. That's enough to push the snowball down the hill. But yeah, that's what I've just been thinking about lately. And it gets compounded by all the talks from this week on the show, where you're thinking about all these inhuman elements that are going on the internet and actually are playing a big role in affecting the way that we all consume media, the way that we are introduced to new stuff, and the way that we're able to keep in contact with things that we've already built a relationship with. So it's nuts. It's nuts. But I guess in the end, as we're going to go into our reels now, I just want to say grateful for you guys. Grateful. Dean Z says, well, Frank, what about crossover? I came to Pilled from YouTube. Well, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean, but I mean, Pilled is another monster altogether. It's just, I think that on Pilled, there's not a lot standing in your way. The notification systems are fantastic. And in general, people who use Pilled are super in tune with what's going on that platform and who they're following. It's not like the bigger platforms, which exist for completely different purposes. Pilled was a life raft away from an internet that was constricting and really pressing in on people who were just trying to have normal conversations that were suddenly being deemed threats to national security. So, that kind of migration is one thing or another, but it's all right. Vesper, thank you so much. Dean Z, it's good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. All right, let's get into this now, shall we? Let's get on into a couple of the reels that we have here before we start talking about the Sphinx and how there's a second Sphinx that has been detected, apparently, that there's underground more mega structures underneath all of the structures out there in Giza. Also, I saw this last night. I have not finished watching it. The Promethean Project, the Promethean Action Group, they've got. I'm keeping my pulse on all interpretations of what's going on in Iran, the Middle East, the timelines to a global reset of one stripe or another. I got to look into this. They're now claiming that, hey, a big deal has just been closed. Trump and Iran, hey, they just shut out UK and NATO. Now, here's the problem. Before I get into everything, the lines are open. You guys can call in whenever you like. Before I get into this other stuff, I just say whether it was Q when that was really popping and people were bending their minds and trying to figure out how to apply this and how to continue to applying it when things were obviously not going well. Or whether it's this, whatever theory you have about what's going on behind the scenes, I'll always say it. If the world is ever going to change, then we have to start sharing a common reality again. And it can't just be one seasoned woman in one form of research or one man who's been spending 30 years researching something else and looking for something else to come to fruition. It can't just be one person or another saying, hey, follow me, and I'll look at how it's all playing out, and this is what people aren't seeing. Eventually, all of the cryptic analysis and all of the puzzle pieces have to be put together in a universal way, and it all has to just be put out there on the table. If this were really what was going on, then why can't it be part of the press conferences from the White House? Why are we getting weird religious overtone, religious zealotry from Pete Hegseth instead of talking about a 118-year-old agreement, natural resources, banking, insurance agreement in the Middle East tied to the British, the city of London, et cetera, that is being broken and recalibrated for the new world and all that other, why are we not getting more calming messaging? If this is going to be just so huge, why is it never that way? Because we've been in situations like this before with one conflict or another, one action or another, and it never, ever pans out with, okay, now that that's all over, let me show you what really happened, and welcome to the new whatever. The new paradigm. We never get that. Everybody is always just relegated to their theories, their gripes, and no one comes together. So, I don't know. I'm going to watch the rest of this, but I kind of know where it's all going because I've been following along with the Promethean updates that they've been doing since this war began. Because before that, I really did not. I didn't know too much about them. I think they're LaRouches. I think that they're like closely. I think that whole Lyndon LaRouche side of things, but I don't know. That's really what it comes down to. I understand people who are just like, listen, stay the course, keep your head on a swivel, and let's hope for the best. And who knows, there might be opportunity in here that we don't know. Great. I just hope that when it all said and done, because perhaps we don't have need to know basis when it's all being worked out. But when it's all said and done, can we get on the same page? Or are we going to continue on with just, I don't know, everybody just seeing things the same way, their own way, which never helps anyone. All right. Well, here's the first thing for you. Since we're talking about Terminator before, and Skynet and all that other stuff. Someone added farts to Terminator 2. You heard that correctly. Someone added farts to Terminator 2, and okay.
Todd!
What?
Feel much better now. Yes!
So what's your story?
You're great.
What the hell's that part? Why didn't I notice this? Maybe I didn't watch the whole thing. I thought it was funny enough. When did she lick his neck? Miles Dyson. Miles Dyson. When the hell did his wife lick the back of his neck in the movie? That's not in the movie. I would have remembered that. I would have thought that was weird as a kid. I still think it's weird now. If I ever felt a tongue, if I'm ever sitting here one day and all of a sudden I felt the tip of a tongue on the back of my neck, I don't care who's attached to it. What the hell are you doing? Ugh. Hairy neck? Hope he had to shower or something.
Hey.
I'm not gonna let you do it.
Now listen to me very carefully.
I don't know how much longer I can.
You're gonna release it
hold this.
at Bart.
Shut your eyes.
Yes!
That's good. That's good. I can't wait to watch Terminator 1 and 2 with you guys. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. I feel good about this one. It's going to be good. All right. Let's see. Good luck with that. People can't even agree in the U.S. if the U.S. is winning the war in Iran. Yeah, well, yeah. Well, what do we have to go by? Let's see. Here's another one. Okay. So, I don't know this, what is this? Clavicular guy? Just some kid. I guess he's throwing shade at millennials. It's so stupid. Like everybody's it's the most ridiculous thing to be young. It just goes to show how stupid you are and how youth is something that is always a wasted time. There's so much time in youth wasted on being dumb. Especially this whole idea that I'm young, got my whole life ahead of me. I'll always be young. And you think that way like when you're 22, 23, you blink and you're 37 and you realize, holy shit. And then all of a sudden you're coping and you're trying to throw shade at the youngins coming up and all that stuff. Now, millennials, we never threw shade at Gen X. That shit just never happened. That never happened. The boomer stuff became a meme. But, when we were growing up, there was really no these boomers, these baby boomers. I don't remember anything like that. I don't know if you guys do. The boomer stuff became a meme, and the more society started really crumbling, and we started seeing the financial stuff going to shit, and of course we had to put up with all of the 9/11 post 9/11 wars and the military adventurism. I think more and more people just started becoming upset and throwing this at the baby boomer generation, because there they were behind the wheel during the greatest collapse in our culture and our economic prospects for the future. You know, it became more and more of that in the last 10, 15, 17 years or so, just because things are getting so rough. And, you know, at that point, the buck stops with the people in charge. But growing up, I don't remember any. I don't know if you guys do. I don't remember any generational shit like that. Do you? Because I don't. We weren't at war with Gen X. I know that the young generation coming up is always critiqued by the older generations, just because, you know, either you forget what it was like to be a kid, or there is something genuinely retarded going on that you did not see when you were a kid, and it does signal some kind of a decline. And we are in a decline. But, you know, still, what's going this whole, I think it's a little bit more reflective of how we've been pitted against each other across so many lines, whether it's sex or race or generations. Like we venerated our grandparents, our grandparents' generation. We were raised by a lot of them. First of all, we were taken care of. All of our, you know, the World War II generation, the Depression generation grandparents, they were taking care of us far more than boomers are taking care of their grandchildren. I mean, my mother just can't get enough of Aurora. It doesn't really apply to my mom, particularly. And I know you guys have that there too. I know that there's some, you know, there are a lot of just like hands-off, selfish kind of people out there from certain generations, and boomers included. But I never really, I observe like larger societal trends, but I never had that experience with my mom. My mom would kind of like sacrifice all for us, worked herself ragged for us, and gave without question. If she can do anything to make our lives better, she would. If she had something to leave behind, she would. She wouldn't donate it to some cause and say, I had to pick myself up by the bootstraps. Now it's your turn, bitch. You know, there's that's not my experience. So, but still, there's just so much forced conflict that's going on, and the Gen Z, they really try picking fights in ridiculous ways because they don't have much to offer. If you ask me, there's some really smart ones out there. I know I have a lot of Gen Z friends. I mean, we're not too far off in age. You know, they're all in their 30s now. I just turned 40. So we're not too far apart. But like the younger Gen Z, like I don't know what the hell they think. Like their shit smells like cinnamon rolls or something like that. Some of them are really funny. Most of it is retardation. And it's just kind of like, you know, the same kind of entertainment you get when you go to a zoo and you go to the monkey house and they're all like throwing shit at each other. But at the same time, it's also just kind of like sad. But here, listen to this. So this clavicular guy, he's taking a dump on millennials. And I like this response. I like this response from this other dude. Oh, hold on. It is. Here we go. Why? Sorry, I'm having a boomer moment. Okay, unmute. There.
Dude, fucking millennials are such fucking because they have no culture of their own, really.
Oh, they have the millennials have no culture of their own. People who grew up in who came of age in the 1990s, the last great decade to be alive in this country, have this is what I'm talking about. I understand you're young and you say stupid shit because you don't know anything. But you know what's going to happen? Let's just keep going.
Millennials are so fucking gay.
I happen to take being called gay by Testicular here to be a big compliment. Most of the gay dudes I know mog the shit out of him anyway. What even is your final form, Clavy? You look like you're stuck somewhere between Trailer Park Peter Pan and 2000s Michael Jackson. You're gonna fucking come after millennials. We invented this game, motherfucker. I'm a formerly based Giga Chad crypto bro that fucking stacked goddamn Bitcoin and Ether and sushi before you even had a reason to fucking wax your balls. You're gonna tell us we don't have fucking style and culture? You guys derived your entire style from fucking boomer nursing home, Gen X hobo, and fucking millennial athleisure.
Thank you.
And now you guys are apparently putting the fucking ick in bootlickers. Way to fucking go. Frame mogging. You have the frame of a fucking guy who looks like he's never carried more than one grocery in at a fucking time and actually asks for fucking directions. Are you serious, bro? Don't worry, I'll go fucking put the fries in the bag so you can go purge them later and then drop yourself into a fucking sweaty meth-maxed-induced coma on your couch, wondering if today's the day you're gonna get fucking laid because of your perfectly defined cheekbones. What exactly do you Gen Z males blame millennials for? Is it your stunning inadequacy? Is it the fact that you guys spend more time fucking looking at each other's bodies rather than fucking working up the courage to go say one fucking sentence to a woman and actually introduce yourself in as little a creepy way as fucking possible? So as an elder member of the millennial delegation, if you sad-maxing little bros want to start a fucking war with the millennials, we'll happily oblige, because you guys may have adopted this newfangled Neverland Ranch version of fucking edgelord, but we're the fucking OGs. We've been haunting the fucking waking and sleeping dreams of boomers for over 40 years now. It ain't a fucking thing for us to revert to our base nature and deal with you weepy fucking degraded Y chromosomes.
Yes. I like it. I like it. Listen, Gen Z is actually the first generation with zero culture of their own. They know it. They're getting by. Clothes is on sale at Kohl's. Understand it. You do what you can. Top 40 sucks. The music sucks. Everything sucks. It's okay because the history is there for everybody. You get to go back in time and find an old movie and learn about what it was good. You get to research style from other generations, which is what a lot of them are doing. They've been just mixing and matching to see if something could make sense, and nothing does. So, it's just that's just nuts. That's nuts. Come together, my friends. You don't want the smoke. You don't want it. But, this is nuts. Just nuts. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Here is something I thought was interesting. It's 11:22. We got a couple more minutes. This video shows some examples of lost media that I came across as a media archivist. Number one, there's footage of Toys R Us from 1996. While there are some commercials that show the store from the year, no news footage or home videos showing the interior or exterior of any Toys R Us store exists. Is that for real? Anyway, take a look.
No videos of any Toys R Us store from 1996. I'm a media archivist, and these are chunks of our history that are lost to time. Out of the thousands of these weekly Best Buy ads from the 90s, only a small handful were preserved. And from the digital ones posted online in the 2000s, none were preserved. Out of all of the Party City commercials that dominated the 2000s, only 2 low-resolution copies are left. Every VHS tape in the world is expired. This 2007 video of a robot buying tickets to Pirates of the Caribbean 3 is the only video evidence that the movie was ever in theaters. When I make videos for my channel, I'm constantly shocked at how much stuff is missing. Commercials, movie trailers, images. Unless you go out of your way to preserve this type of media, it's going to be lost to time.
Yeah. Well, I kind of get the urgency there because, like I said, I have become the archivist for my friends and my family. But that's insane. It says all mass-produced VHS movies have a life of about 20 years. That's why I needed to do what nobody else was doing and digitizing all of my family home videos, because the magnetic tape was really, becoming bad. There's some of them that, we have some images. There's no, but it's, the audio is kind of messed up. That tape starts to rot. So I didn't know that it has a life of about 20 years. 2006 was the last year that movies were put on VHS. This means that all VHS tapes are now expired. Yeah. As of right now, unless they were put on VHS, unless you have a VHS that was printed in April of 2006 or beyond. Like if you're VHS for one thing or another, The Rocketeer. If you have a VHS of The Rocketeer that was officially printed in July of 2006, you still have a couple of months before it's but by December 31st of 2026 of this year, every last VHS is going to be expired. The only footage of the Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End in theaters is a YouTube video of a robot buying tickets. That's the only footage of at World's End being in theaters? And that's contemporary. At World's End, it's a 2007 film. That's 2007. We were already at number 3 by 2007. Premiere footage. Pirates of the Seven. Well, hold on a second. What are you talking about? Does this not count? Here's the premiere footage. This is Orlando Bloom and Johnny Depp.
That's right, guys. Jack is back. The crazy Captain Jack Sparrow is back for the third adventure of the Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Simpson with Hollywood.com, and it must be a small world after all, because we are here live on the red carpet.
Because they're keeping a very interesting surprise.
Is that not? Does this not count? So I don't understand claims like that, but all right. All right, real quick, because it's 11:27. Let's see here. Oh, boy. This one is incredible. Umpire got hit in the nuts 3 times in 4 innings. I miss these days.
Everybody walk away for a minute. Stay alive, Brian. Good job, bud.
Stay alive, Brian. Good job, bud. So that's number 2. He's obviously not taking the second one very well. He's an older man. These umpires, they get on average like $50 to $75 a game. So this is like probably just, pocket change and whatever. Oh. Here you go. And that was
Cam, just go for a walk. Just go for a walk. Step to the fence.
Oh, man. Seen so many things like that happen right in the nears. Okay, and here's how we're going to end. Valentina Lisitsa. Hungarian Rhapsody, number 2, in C sharp minor. And this is crazy. For 30 seconds, those hands forgot they were human. The final frisca of the second Rhapsody is the moment the piano stops being an instrument and becomes an arena. Cascading octaves sweeping across the entire keyboard, accelerating relentlessly into a prestissimo that defies the 10 fingers of what they should be capable of. And I love this part. I really do. I saw this the other night and I said, damn, we are incredible. We are incredible. So if I'm going to leave you with anything for the rest of Friday until I see you tonight for Film Club, it's this. Take a look at this masterful performance One more time, Frank. You can do it. You can do it. Good Lord. That's just incredible. Anyway, I hope you watch a lot more stuff like that over the weekend, and I appreciate you guys for being a part of this wonderful little get-together on the B-sides. It's always good to see you. Rambo and friends. Oh, Rambo sent to Kansas. Cheers, brother. Yes, man, we got to hang out. Good man out there, Mr. Rambo. And Modini sent a cookie as well. You guys, thank you so much for dropping in on a Friday morning. Thank you guys, wherever the hell you're watching. It's good to see you, and there will be more, no doubt about it. So remember tonight, 9:00, we are watching Sherlock Holmes 2, A Game of Shadows. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it, especially if you were watching the first one with us. That starts at 9. I'm gonna drop that private link across all the members only platforms, whether it's the YouTube members only posts on the community, the Patreon subscribe star, your direct messages on Pilled, wherever the hell it is. I'll see you tonight, 9:00. Get yourself some popcorn, real butter, sea salt, do it right. And it'll be a good night for sure. And again, thank you so much for sharing a coffee with me. Everything in this picture right now you can get on quitefrankly.tv, and the merch. The merch, it helps support the show and keeps us going. We got a couple of dozen more of these 2025 mugs, which are just awesome. It's called The Judge. On the inside is the Quite Frankly Elevation Blend Light Roast Coffee, which is boom, nootropic to the end just on its own. And then when you add the Keto Brainz in it, forget about it. And you have until Tuesday to use the March promo code on Keto Brainz for 15% off, and you're in for like $600 worth of prizes if you win. So please go over there and show some love to Molly, who shows so much love to this audience, gives so much away, it's insane. And if you want to try the Keto Brainz, you let me know, and I'll send you the salty electrolyte packs to try that as well. I ran out of salty a couple of days ago, and I thought that I had ordered it in time for it to get here so I wouldn't lapse. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait. It's total difference. I'm just going to put a little extra, sea salt into my my water here, but I just like the taste, and there's so much more packed in there. And yeah, you get in touch with me, and I'll hook you up. Have a great day, everybody. Take care. Be well.